Hi, nieces and nephews. Welcome back to Auntie Snow's Kitchen. And to those of you that are running through the kitchen, I hope you stick around. If you choose to, you can hit that like and subscribe button, become one of my nieces and nephews. Well, you know that everything comes out of Auntie's kitchen is full of love, okay? So, first let's get some housekeeping out the way. We're going to be making today oxtail and Rasta pasta, okay? It's a Jamaican themed dish. I started making it 9 minutes in. I had an emergency that I needed to take care of, so I'm going to go over the ingredients that's in this brownie sauce, because I had my husband turn off the stove, so I'm going to flip and swip, and I'm going to go over each ingredient one by one that's in this sauce that is stewing down in. Okay, we're going to go over our oxtails first. This is an entire oxtail. I get my oxtail from the where we called it down here a long time ago, the curb market. And I buy a whole oxtail. I pick it out because I get them to cut it the way I want it cut for any recipe that I'm using. And as you can see, this is it's thinly cut. I had them cut it 1 inch thick. And for this recipe, would like to have them cut, at least 1 inch thick, no thinner than 1 inch. Okay, and as you can see, they are stewing down. But we're going to go over these ingredients. You're going to need 1 teaspoon of dried thyme, 1 teaspoon of paprika, 2 teaspoons of complete seasoning. This is it, complete seasoning. You need 2 teaspoons. You're going to need 2 stems of green onions, and let me show you what those are. Those of you that don't know, these are green onions, and I always just snip this part off, and then I chop all the way down, not the white part. And you use two of these, and you need half of a diced large onion or a full diced small onion. Okay, 1 tablespoon of minced garlic. You're going to need 2 teaspoons of browning. This is what browning is. It's simply for color. Some people use soy sauce, but I prefer this browning. 1 tablespoon of ketchup. 4 cups of beef stock. You can use the beef stock that you have made yourself, or you can. This beef stock came from the carton of beef stock. Okay, now a Scotch bonnet pepper. Now when you use a Scotch bonnet pepper in this, you have to watch. You don't want the Scotch bonnet pepper to burst, but because they are not into the kind of heat that the arson investigator looks at, I use one tablespoon of crushed red peppers in here. And that's what I use for this. Then you combine, you saute your onion, your peppers, and your garlic, but you don't have to saute it to where it's translucent. You just want to get it saturated in a little bit of olive oil, and then you add your stock, and then you add your oxtails, and that's your seasonings. And you get all that mixed in together, and you cover this because it's going to take at least 2 hours. And it's been on for 1 hour. Now, when it comes to cooking oxtails is a tough meat. I left the fridge open, sorry. Oxtails is a tough meat, so you cannot quickly cook oxtails. They have to be slow cooked. So that's why my heat is on low, and these have been cooking for about 1 hour. So what I'm going to show you, this is what they're looking like. They're not done. They're getting there, because this browning is going to evaporate, and it's going to stew down. Now, for the pasta, I use rigatoni pasta. I've already cooked my pasta, so I use the rigatoni pasta to make my Rasta pasta. And so we're going to go over the ingredients with that once we finish the oxtails, okay? So my apologies that I had to cut it when I was doing the the ingredients loading up. But if you want to see it, I can show you. It's about 9 minutes. I had to cut it. My apologies. Okay, well, I'll see you guys in about another hour once this stew's down, and so we'll get started on our pasta sauce. All right, nieces and nephews, it's been 2 hours now, and as you can see, the oxtails are really nice and tender, and I'm going to show you how nice and tender they are. When they fell off the bone, look there. See that? They're tender, nice and tender, and this is what you want. You want them to be able to come off the bone. See what I mean? Come off the bone. These are nice and tender. And this is this browning, all this goodness. This is just browning sauce that's left, all that stewed down goodness. So now we're going to work on our pasta. So we're gonna move this out the way. I'm gonna bring my pasta over here. All right, now to make our pasta, let's get our ingredients together. I'm going to put in some butter, 2 tablespoons of butter, and get that melted down. Going to get my butter all melted down. Going to get this, once this butter melts down, and I'll be right back. Now my butter is going to start melting down. Nothing. You're going to take red peppers. You can get red peppers, onions. But first we're going to add a teaspoon of garlic. Get that all stirred around in there. Take this off the fire because I don't want it burnt. I'm going to add a little bit of oil to my butter. Bringing it back to the fire. Going to add my onions, my yellow peppers, my green peppers, my orange pepper. You can use any colors you like. It's totally up to you. And I'm going to cook these down until they become soft and translucent. I'm still cooking the peppers because what I like to do, I just like to keep tossing them around. I do like to keep tossing my peppers around. And to this, I'm going to add my two teaspoons of jerk seasoning. This is dry jerk seasoning. This right here, I'm using dry jerk seasoning. I'm going to add that to these peppers and onions. You just smell all that goodness just sitting right here. And I want to add 1 teaspoon of that complete seasoning. The Jamaican complete seasoning. I'm going to add 1 teaspoon of that. Get that all tossed around. Get some. Okay, I'm going to move this and we're going to work on our cheese sauce. Okay, I'm going to start off. I am going to make me a roux for my cheese sauce. Some people don't. Some people do. Sometimes I do. Sometimes I don't. Get my butter melted. So you guys can see better. See what's going on in this good old pot of mine. Let this butter get melted down. Be right back. Okay, I'm gonna add a little bit of flour. That's enough. Just want to get my roux going. I'm gonna brown this. I'm gonna mess around with this until it becomes a little brown color. A little golden brown color here. Because I want to make sure all that flour is cooked out of here. All that flour taste is cooked out. Because if you don't cook it out, it's going to be in your sauce. You need to cook it out. That's why I'm using this non-stick spatula. I mean non-stick pan with this spatula, because I don't want to scar up my non-stick coating, even though this is whatever they call it. Avalon, whatever it's called. Okay, hold on one second. Okay, now I am going to pour in my 3 cups of heavy cream. I'm using 3 cups of heavy cream. And I'm going to scrape this cup and get all that goodness out of here. And I am going to let this heat up a little bit, and I'll be right back. Okay, now I'm going to add, this is Swiss. I'm using Swiss cheese, but you can use mozzarella, provolone, whatever kind of cheese you want, you can use to make this sauce. But this is 1.5 blocks of freshly shredded. It's best if you use freshly shredded cheese and not the one that's already pre-shredded, because it has a coating on it, a powder on it, and it'll sometimes make it difficult to melt when you're making fresh cheese sauce. You need freshly grated cheese. And you're just gonna, you have to keep stirring your cheese sauce. You have to just keep stirring. You can't stop stirring. And I'll be right back. I'm gonna add a little salt to taste, just a little bit. And add some black pepper. And as you can see, this cheese sauce is melting down. Because you look at that. Look at that. That's what you look for, all melty. So if you use the already shredded, you're not gonna get this like that. Because I don't know why that coating on it. Sometimes it doesn't melt as well. Because they have to add that coating on it to I guess it's some, I don't know what it's called, but it does have that coating on it. But it's okay to use shredded. I use bad shredded cheese all the time. But just if I make a fresh cheese sauce, I prefer to shred it myself. Just throw that little extra work into it. Okay, this cheese sauce is ready. So what I'm going to do, we are going to add our pasta, the rigatoni. We are going to add our pasta. And we're going to get our pasta all mixed in. We can turn our heat off. Now we're going to add our seasoned stir-fried peppers and onions with all that goodness in there. You're going to add all that in there. Don't leave your peppers and onions behind. And some people like a lot of cheese sauce, and some people like it extra cheesy. And we're going to hold on a moment. We have our cheese sauce. We have our oxtails. This is our Rasta pasta. Here's our oxtails. So what we're going to do, we're going to fry up a few plantains. Yeah, family, you seen me fry up plantains before, so that's why I just didn't go through it. I'm so sorry for those of you that haven't. Plantain is simply, you buy it. They look like bananas, but they're not good. Make sure they're yellow with a bunch of black on them. And you just slice them diagonally like that. They should be firm. Still should be a little firm. And just frying them up. And that's all I'm doing, frying them up. This is going to go on the side of that Rasta pasta. And these oxtails, that's it. So I shall be back, nieces and nephews. All right, family, let's plate us up some Rasta pasta. We got our pasta here. We got our pasta. Give you a good size helping of this pasta with these veggies. This nice, beautiful sauce on it. Gonna put some oxtails on here. Get a little bit of this goodness. You gotta have some of this goodness now. You know you gotta have some of this goodness. Some of that sauce on there. Gotta have some goodness. I'm gonna put a little plantain on the side. A little plantain. And here we are, family. Our Rasta pasta, oxtail Rasta pasta. We got our oxtails. They smell so good. If I could eat oxtails like I used to, I'd be slurping on these bones. There'd be nothing left but a bone. You hear what I'm saying? You know what I'm saying? We have our Rasta pasta with our homemade cheese sauce, and we have a couple of plantains. And this is some good eating for my little Katie pot. And I have 2 special subscribers that will be picking up these plates of this dish. So it's my 2 delivery guys that delivered my appliances. They took such special care, and I mean it. Really, they answered all my questions and everything. And they were so young, very young, younger than my son, and I was just really impressed with how professional they were. So I had promised them some Rasta pasta and oxtail, and my niece had requested this as well. So this was a requested dish, and so they will be picking this up, and Katie Pot will be enjoying this as well. This is her favorite part, and the plantains. So hold on, family. So thank you, nieces and nephews, for hanging out with your auntie kitchen knows of Auntie Knows Kitchen of the Sorrow. So confused. Rumbles and stumbles and crumbles. That's it. So I just want to appreciate you guys. I hope you made this for you and your family. It's a really good dish. I have eaten it. I loved it. Katie Pot loves it. And it's, like I said, people that have eaten it from me, they love it. But what can I say? It's a really good dish. So I hope you made this for you and your family. and friends. And you know what Auntie always say too? Or keep it to yourself. So I guess y'all say she talk too doggone much. Yeah, I do. Okay. I'm a talker. Oh, okay. So until the next upload, hugs and kisses to each of you. Love you guys. See you later. Bye.